Hi everybody, so it's Yasmin here with Louis, my beautiful son, and Olivier, who's literally just here. I'm just going to do the dark moon ceremony. We're doing it as a recording because the internet wasn't working properly, and I'm going to do it for them as much as for you, and I'm going to take great pleasure in doing that, and for me as well, and just helping us all to just let go. So let's talk about what you're going to need. Okay, hang on, let's just get us on there we are. So you are going to need an open heart. You got an open heart? Yes. A desire to move on from the past. We're all doing that frantically. A pen and paper, a pen and a piece of paper. Very good. A flame-proof bowl.
This one's from IKEA.
That's from IKEA. And you're going to need your breath. See, they're very, very well trained. So let's talk about the lunar cycle. Okay? You're yawning already, darling.
I'm just tired. It's okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the lunar cycle. What do we know about the lunar cycle? We know about the 8 phases, okay? So looking at the screen, kids, let me just talk you through the 8 main phases of the moon. So we have here the new moon, which we're about to get to. We're not actually there yet, the new moon. Then what happens? The moon, you can't see it at the new moon. And then what happens is we get the waxing crescent. Okay, and that's when you just see the first sliver of the moon. Then we get the first quarter moon, and that's when the moon looks like a half moon. Okay, and then after that, the moon keeps growing, appearing to grow in size. It's obviously the play of the light on the shadow of the sun on the moon, and we get the gibbous moon, which means bulging, because we make our new moon wishes, and then we go through this cycle, which is called the waxing cycle, and our wishes are kind of like bulging, and then all of a sudden, what happens? We get the
full moon. The
full moon, which is like this emotional explosion, and that's when all our emotions come up. And you know, it's quite well documented, anecdotally at least, that you know, people go a bit crazy at full moon, and there's an increase in the people going to the emergency rooms, and all the nurses freak out because they're like, oh my god, it's new moon, it's going to be all these people going crazy. And the reason why I believe people go crazy, what? Werewolves, and you get werewolves. The reason why I believe we go crazy is because children are not taught about the fact that every full moon your emotions rise to the surface. Okay, so we all get a bit anxious and a bit weirded out, and it's like, oh my god, we're all going crazy, but we're not taught, excuse me, it's very rude, darling, we're not taught to deal with our emotions. Well, that's just your ego. I don't want to know all this because it's just too much, and so it's making you just yawn and check out. Anyway, so what we do in moonology is that when we have the full moon, you know, I always go out and we do the ceremonies in the backyard with a fire. Basically what we're doing is we're processing our emotions and surrendering to the divine and just releasing all any angst or upset and so on. So after the full moon, what do we get?
We get the waning gibbous moon.
Exactly. Also known as the disseminating moon. I tend to call it the disseminating moon. Then we get the last quarter, which is again when it looks like a half moon. So there are 2 times in the cycle when it looks like a half moon, but you see different halves. And then finally you get the waxing crescent moon. He's stifling another yawn. That's because he's getting so much. There is evidence, isn't there, Olivier, that
indeed,
when you get new information, it makes you yawn because you want to take more oxygen to your brain to process everything. And that's also known as the balsamic moon. Okay, so that's where we are now. Okay, and Louis going, balsamic, that's a bit strange because isn't that vinegar? Yes, but guess what balsamic actually means?
Dark.
No. You should know this. You've heard it so many times. Healing and soothing.
Oh.
So we are now in the healing and soothing part of the cycle. So it's kind of the part of the cycle where you kind of like make peace with what is. And it's a very good time to do a final release and letting go of any SHIT before the new moon, which is when you start to set all your intentions. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do lots of releasing. Okay, so you might say, okay, well, where does the dark moon fit into all that? Because they're the astrological ones. Okay, the new moon, you set your intentions. Waxing crescent, you go for it. First quarter moon, issues can come up, and you just have to like deal with them. Then the waxing gibbous moon, which is when it's bulging with all your intentions and everything you want to manifest. And then the full moon, the emotional explosion. And then the disseminating moon, which is where you share what you've learned. The last quarter moon, where you really start to let it all go. And now the healing cycle. And then where is the dark moon in this? Right there, which is where we are now. So it's not astrological. They don't teach it to you at school. The best book to read about it is called The Lunation Cycle by Dane Rudhyar, although I do actually have a book called Moonology, which is pretty good, but it's not as technical. The Lunation Cycle is a very technical book. So what are we meant to do with this dark moon, you might ask? Okay, so the balsamic moon, also known as the 9th phase of the moon, is the dark moon. And this is a quote from Demetra George, who wrote an amazing book called Mysteries of the Dark Moon. And she says, the moon, with its repeating cycles of waxing and waning, became a symbol to the ancients for birth, growth, death, and renewal of all life forms. So think about it, okay? Now that you understand a bit about the lunar cycle, you can see why they would think that. Because what did they see up in the skies every month?
They saw the moon basically like sort of not dying, but like getting rid of itself and becoming anew again.
Yeah, exactly. So at the new moon it disappears, and then it's reborn. Yeah. And it grows and it grows and it peaks at the full moon, and then what does it do? Starts to get smaller.
It's a cycle.
And exactly, it's a cycle.
Life.
The cycle of life is reflected in the moon. And so the dark moon was always the scary bit, because it represents the end of the cycle, and it represents the dark goddess. And people have always feared the dark goddess, because the dark goddess represents the end of the cycle, the end of life and death before rebirth. And as Demetra says there, the dark comes before the light. Okay, all right, so the balsamic moon, also known as the 9th phase of the moon, because we squeeze the dark moon in there. Sorry, the balsamic moon is really the 8th phase, and the dark moon is the 9th phase. It's the time to release the last dregs of upset, any anger, any dramas, anything negative left over from anything in your life at any time which didn't work out as you might have wanted it to. Okay? Time to let it go. That's where we are now, in that time of the cycle. By emptying yourself of this, you free up space to allow in the new when you do your new moon intentions and make your new moon wishes and do your new moon manifesting. So basically what we're doing now is we're releasing all the SHIT to make space for all the wishes that we're going to send out to the universe. Does that make sense? Good. All right. And the reason why I chose that photo is because that's a picture of basically all the chakras on the body. And it gives you the idea, it reminds you of the fact that we are all energetic. So when we have negative stuff in our lives, this is really good because I'm getting to lecture him all about this and he has to sit here and listen. It's great. When we have negative stuff in our life, upsets, dramas, it might be an argument with a friend, maybe a teacher's rude to you, maybe you miss your tube on the way to work or school and you're like really upset and you're like, rah! All that goes into your energy field. Okay? It goes into your energy field. Uncross your arms, darling, be open. And it goes into your energy field and it can just fester. And so that's what meditation clears. When you do meditation or you do chanting or you do shaking or Tai Chi or Qigong or yoga, or even just stretching or walking outside, getting off the computer, going outside, doing rowing, for example, which you love, sport, anything like that clears your energy channels. Clears your energy channels, okay? So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to clear our energy channels because it's the time of the month that really, if you don't do it any other time, do it now, all right? So how to do it. Oh my God, that just literally just changed itself, that slide. Kali is with us. So that is the goddess Kali, the goddess of destruction and dissolution in the Hindu pantheon, okay? So you know about Kali. What do you know about Kali?
You used to chant every morning at 11 a.m.
I did do chanting to Kali for a very long time. Kali is a destruction goddess, and that sounds bad, but actually sometimes we need to just destroy things to get rid of them, like destroy evil or destroy ignorance or destroy fear, or think of it like we were talking about Star Wars today, and we were talking about the Death Planet, which turns out to be basically a killing machine. The Death Star. And so the Death Star like has a ray, doesn't it? That it just shoots out this ray and it just explodes planets, it explodes worlds. Well, in a way, that's what Kali can do. Kali can just go into your energy field and find the ball of anger, which otherwise can manifest as headaches or, who knows what. And she can just explode it like the Death Star. All right? So I'm going to chant 3 times. You don't have to chant along. It's okay. Just listen. I'm going to chant to Kali. I'm going to ask you guys to join me as well. We're going to chant to Kali 3 times. And you can see the words there. As I always like to tell you, they're not really words. They're vibrations. Okay? Because they're Sanskrit vibrations. And it's Om, which is like picking up the cosmic telephone to, starting saying I'm going in to do some devotional work. Kali Ye. Kali obviously is the name of the goddess. Ye is her, Ye is like her formal name, and Namaha basically means I bow down to you. Okay, so we are honoring the goddess Kali, calling her in, okay, and asking her to help us get rid of any negative SHIT in our life, which we need to get rid of. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to chant 3 times. Om Kaliye Namaha. Om Kaliye Namaha. Kali, thank you for helping us destroy any negativity, any upset, any dramas, any anger that's left over in our life from anything ever. Help us to get clear. Okay? And now just quickly put your hand over your heart chakra and think of someone or something you are truly grateful for. And I'm grateful for this moment. All right, okay, let's keep going. So, another favourite quote of mine from Demetra George. During the waning dark phase of the moon cycle, which is exactly where we are now, the fruit that has been left on the vine to go to seed withers and decomposes. So basically what that means is, when you have the vine, the grapes on the vine, they're beautiful and they're lush and succulent and juicy like we have them, But the ones that are not picked, eventually they just dry up, and eventually they become so dry you can just turn them to dust. And that's what we're going to do with any negativity in our lives right now. So does that sound like something you might like to do, son?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I'm very happy. All right, so the next step that we need to take. Are you ready for this?
Mm.
It's a big one. Are you ready, darling?
Mm.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay. Yes. The first step is to forgive yourself for whatever you think you may have done or not done, wish you'd done, wish you hadn't done. Just forgive yourself. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, okay? So, you know, we were talking the other night about stuff in the past that, you know, you need to forgive yourself for, you need to forgive other people for. We're starting by forgiving ourselves, okay? Are we ready? So we're going to do the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian prayer, and it's very powerful. We're going to say it 3 times, or do you want to say it out loud with me?
I don't know.
You don't, but it's very easy. Look at it.
Oh, it's Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're going to say it 3 times. So say it at home as well if you can. Say it out loud or silently if you're in a room with people and you feel embarrassed. But first of all, I want you to say this to yourself. Okay? I want you to say this to yourself. All right. So you guys close your eyes and just listen. And say it silently, okay? Say it after me silently or out loud, whichever you prefer. So talking to yourself, okay? I'm sorry. So you're saying sorry to yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So I'm going to say it with you now, Louis.
How do you say it?
So say it after me, silently or out loud. I'm sorry to yourself. So I'm sorry, Louis. Louis, please forgive me. Thank you, Louis. I love you, Louis. Olivier, silently or out loud. I'm sorry. Be sorry to yourself for anything you think you've done, and I'm going to do it one more time. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And now think of someone else you need to forgive. Someone you need to forgive. You know, people do all sorts of crazy SHIT in this world, and sometimes they are just doing the best they can with what they have to play with this lifetime. You know, maybe they don't have all the advantages you've got. Maybe they just didn't get taught things growing up. Who knows? But now we're actually going to get rid of a bit more stuff by thinking of someone that we need to forgive. Okay? So close your eyes and bring that person into your mind's eye, whoever it might be. It might be your mother, your father, your friend, anyone, a teacher, just one person. And just look at them and know that you played a part in the situation. Or just say to them, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Very, very powerful. How's that?
Good.
Interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so now we're just going to do a little bit of breathing, okay? We're going to do 3 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and breathe out for 6, because that shifts the energy. What does it do?
It shifts the energy.
That's right. Okay, so breathing in for 4 through your nose. Hold for 2, and breathe out for 6. And as you breathe out, imagine breathing out anything you've just released. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 6. One last time. Breathe out anything from the past. All right, so now we come to the section where we're going to use our pen and paper. What are you releasing? You don't have to tell me, by the way, Louis or Olivier or anyone. You just need to write it down. Did we turn off the...
No.
We didn't turn it off.
I don't know how to do it. So.
Oh, do you? We may.
We'll just have the button.
We might have to burn it after.
Yeah. No, we'll just have the button.
We'll just press the button?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some music on and we're going to write down what we are releasing from the past, all right? What we are releasing from the past. So just write it down, or if you want to, just write it in the comments. We'll just do it for about, let's see, about two or 3 minutes. I don't want to see what you're writing, okay, so don't let me see it. Just write down whatever you're releasing. Darling, write it on the thing and I'll turn this way. Alright, I don't have a pen that works. Neither of those pens work. It's alright, no, I'll have to use your pen after you, Louis. Or have you got one on your desk then? You can write that, I'm not looking at comments, you can write that you're releasing the anger, for example. Any anger, any upset. I've got this working on thanks. Don't make it too small.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, just open it up again. It won't burn otherwise. Did you write something, Nelly? Oh, do we have a... I don't know if I've got a lighter.
Do you want to go run and get one?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, darling. I'm not looking at this, Louis. I promise I'm just unfurling it and crushing it again. There we go. So I will burn this on behalf of us and also on behalf of you, on behalf of everyone who has the intention to just let it go. You wrote something down, did you, darling? You were very quick. You wrote just one word or something.
I write 3 things.
Oh, he wrote 3 things. Okay, cool. 3 words?
No, each thing has a couple of words.
Okay.
I just wrote words.
All right.
It doesn't take that long.
The pyro maniac 15-year-old. This is for you and for us. We do have a smoke alarm right above us.
Might be triggered in a few seconds.
Might go, if it doesn't go off, that's a bit of a worry. All right, just see it going and just be, no, Louis, stop it now. Just look at it and think, okay, I'm letting it go.
Maybe it needs to be battery changed. Yeah, I see.
It's all going. All right, it's being released.
Very efficient alarm.
Very efficient, but the fire alarm, yes. All right, so you're letting it go?
Yeah.
Can you see it served a purpose?
Yeah.
Can you see it served a purpose,
Yes.
Olivier? Because that's the thing. These things, sometimes what happens, serves a purpose.
What if it's nothing now?
It's all gone. It's just ash.
I reckon.
Oh, just that little bit there. All right. Okie dokie.
Great fire alarm.
Great fire alarm. Yes, exactly. All right. So there it is, all burnt up for you and for us. All right. It's a really great thing to do every dark moon. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take an oracle card. All right. An oracle card for what we need to know about what we just did.
Is this for everyone, or is it?
This is for everyone. Everybody in this room, everybody who watches this ever. This is the way that oracle cards work, is kind of magic. This is what we need to know. So are you ready in the light of what you were releasing? Here's our card. Excellent.
Clear your mind.
Clear your mind. In other words,
That's the camera.
yes.
I thought that was the
In
camera.
other words,
Switch to.
Yes.
okay, there we go. In other words, clear your mind of whatever it is that was on your mind.
Yeah, and isn't that basically
Just-
the essence of the dark moon?
Exactly. Let it all go. You got that, darling?
I do.
All that drama and upset, whatever your 3 things were, clear your mind of them. Let them go. And that's the same for me. I released something that I had been thinking that I just want to release.
We were only allowed to put 3.
No, you can put as many as
I
you
put
want.
like 10.
Great. Clear your mind of them, darling. All right, so perfect message for us. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. So that, in essence, is a dark moon ceremony. It's a dark moon ceremony. We're just going to leave it at that, actually.
Yeah.
That's a dark moon ceremony. We do them every month. Not usually with my whole family around me. I kind of drafted them in this time around. Thank you, darling. I hope that was useful to you. And I hope that was useful to you as well. Thank you very much for being here. Olivia, do you want to just show your face quickly?
Not really. I can show.
Ready to go.
No.
All right. We are sending you lots and lots of love. Thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah.
Humouring us.
God. And all the complications.
Everything. And lots of love for the dark moon. I will see you very soon for the new moon ceremony. So the idea is that we've let it all go and we've replaced it with gratitude, and now the next thing is the new moon, when we're going to bring some new moon wishes and set some intentions. Thank you.